sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Hello and welcome everybody to another Sunday on Restore Christendom.
Good evening. Sunday, June 29th at 7:17 p.m.
7:17.
Yeah.
Hello
evening.
there, JC.
Hey. Hi, Jenny.
And yes, we will say hello to Ginster. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Thank you guys for being here, and everybody else that's not in the chat right now. Thank you for being here.
You're here.
It is yeah, she said it's Sunday, so that means Mass Readings Day.
Mass readings.
So
Today is the
Solemnity of St. Peter and St. Paul the Apostles.
yes.
Yeah, it's an important day. St. Peter and St. Paul are both very, very important.
Figures in the Bible and in the church.
No, well, as of the apostles,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? That's more where I'm going at. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the 12 apostles were the 12 apostles and they spread Christianity far and wide, but St. Peter and St. Paul kind of have a special place there.
Yeah, they had they both ended up getting renamed. So
Yeah. You know, John, the apostle John was also larger than I'd say the others, but not, I don't want to say not to the same extent as Peter and Paul, in a different way.
in a different way.
In a different way. He had a different relationship with the Lord, he almost had like a different objective. You
A
know.
whole different
Yeah.
plan for John.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep. Good evening, Arcane.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you get to be here when it's actually live. How
Yes.
exciting.
Yay. Yeah, stick around.
Yeah.
There's some announcements later. So,
So we have the readings.
yeah.
And they're okay. After readings, we have controversy. And then
I'm gonna bring the controversy up right in the middle of the reading, honestly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's a bit of a controversy.
So there's a little something going on with today's reading.
We'll call it a Father Maudsley type controversy.
Oh, okay, yes, of the Father Maudsley variety.
It's a controversy of the Father Maudsley variety. The same kind of things that Father Maudsley's been warning Catholics about for years now.
Yes. I just saw a post from him where he was kind of excoriating not really excoriating, but like fatherly wisdom to that politician in the UK whose priest denied him communion.
Yes, there's also that too.
He voted for the dying.
Not only the dying, he voted for abortion up until the moment of birth, plus the assisted in suicide act.
Right. He voted in a way that is unbecoming of a Catholic, and also there's consequences.
Yeah, the catechism clearly states if you vote for abortion, you are automatically excommunicated.
Right.
So he already knows he's excommunicated. He made the vote.
Yeah.
The priest doesn't have to tell you can have communion. You're excommunicated, bud.
Right.
And if you want to show up and try to get it anyway, he's going to tell you you're excommunicated, bud.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's not even the route they're going. He's just saying like you can't receive communion.
But that's why he can't receive communion, because he's excommunicated. He's got to resolve that first.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Until you resolve these issues.
Unless you come out against this and vow to never do it again and also never do it again.
Right.
Your excommunication is it's automatic. Nobody has to impose it on you.
Well, and unfortunately,
I can't remember what the word for it is, but there's a technical term for it. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it is an automatic. So once you commit this act, you're automatically excommunicated. Nobody has to impose this on you. This is imposed by God.
God already says
God's you're not part of the church anymore. You go confess, go do whatever they tell you to do to make it right,
Mhm.
and then they can say you are now back in the church and you can fully receive communion again. But
But you have to do all the
you have
steps.
to do all the steps that the church tells you to get back in the grace with God and out of mortal sin. And
Yeah. Yeah. So the feedback given was essentially that, like, you have to make it right. And
yeah,
until you make it right, this is your punishment.
right. And he's making a
And
big deal trying to receive communion, and the priest just say no. He doesn't have to say you're excommunicated, but that is the reason why.
right. And Father Maudsley's point was, like, if you genuinely cared about your family and your own soul, you would do what is required of you to right this wrong.
Right.
And
You
you'd
wouldn't
be
be sitting here.
thanking
Yeah, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to call the priest out publicly and make him look like the bad guy.
Well, you'd be thanking Father Ian for saving your soul,
Yes.
for not allowing you to receive in a state of mortal sin,
Yeah.
not allowing you to eat damnation upon yourself. He's just looking out for you. Nobody in the United States looks out for Nancy Pelosi. Nobody looked out for Joe Biden. Nobody
Right.
looks out for any of these other Catholic politicians out here just eating damnation upon themselves the 2 times a year they go to mass.
Right.
But like
Yeah,
that's
once is
what
enough.
that's what they should be they should have
Right.
been doing this since this became a part of everybody's everyday life.
Yeah, and now the
Since Roe
politicians are
v. Wade,
trying to
really.
and the politicians are trying to politicize it. It's like this isn't a political stunt this priest is doing. This is him legitimately trying to save your soul.
Doing his job.
Yeah, and they're trying to make like it's a political thing.
Mhm.
And like they do everything. They try to
Well
make everything in the church a political thing, and the church is not political as much as people want to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that use the church's name like Catholic Charities that aren't the church and
Right.
aren't Christian at all that
Right.
do politicize, but like the actual church is not political.
No. No, it's just we're worried about what God has to say. We don't really care about what you people
Right.
think. We're just here in the same space as you. Don't mind us.
Yes, Jenny, the politicians in this country are, but in the UK, apparently one priest is standing up.
Right. One priest said no to one dude.
Yeah.
It's not it shouldn't really even be this big of a deal, but
Right. We shouldn't even be hearing about this. This should be between him and his priest, but he decided to make it
you're right.
yeah, he's a British politician, so who cares?
Yeah. And I think the thing that bothered me the most about the politician's defense of himself was me being Catholic has no bearing on my role as a politician. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that should be the guiding
Right.
factor in every millisecond of your life.
Yeah.
Every single thing you do should be Catholic.
Also, he made a statement like, "Oh, well, my job as a politician is not to vote my conscience; it's to vote how my constituents want me to vote." And I'm like,
no.
no politician has ever voted the way they want their constituents
Right,
want them
yeah,
to vote
this
before.
This is a weird one to say.
Yeah, like come on, bud. Like you guys have never voted the way your constituents want before, and now you're trying to be like, "Oh, hey, I'm a politician.
I'm just doing what the people want.
I do what the people want." Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't. You never have. You never will. So this is a you thing, bud.
Right.
You want this to go through. You voted for it. Now you have to pay the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did she get denied, JC? I don't know.
Oh, yes,
I was
Pelosi
just
did
kind of
get
talking out of my
Pelosi
ass.
did get denied, but I believe the Archbishop stepped in and rescinded that.
Oh, okay.
So she was denied for a little while, but and this was under Francis, and I think even Francis maybe have been the one that actually made that call.
Mm.
It made national news, and the Vatican did get involved, and I think the Vatican told that bishop like you're going to give her
You
communion.
should probably just let Nancy have it.
Yeah, but that was also under Pope Francis. So
Well, I guess it falls on what Pope Leo does, Papa.
oh yeah, no, priests getting married in Britain is Anglicans, the
Yeah,
Church
they're-
of England. Most of them are lesbian pastors now, anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of cradle Catholics fall away. It's a shame. People are Catholic in name only. A lot of these politicians, a lot of people in general. The amount of people I've met that I go, oh, I went to Catholic school. You know nothing about the Catholic faith, but yes, you are technically Catholic. I guess you haven't been to mass in 25 years.
Yeah.
But yes, I guess technically you're Catholic. You need to come home to the church.
Yeah, because only like 14% of actual Catholics attend Mass regularly.
Yes.
And by regularly, that's defined as once a month.
Yeah. We're probably in some like weird 1% thing where we go twice on Sundays and weekdays.
Yeah.
Speaking of twice on Sundays.
Speaking of twice on Sundays, we got 2 sets of readings today, and all of them were cut short.
Yeah, all of them were.
But I don't have to answer to anyone, so I'm going to read the whole reading.
Right. Yeah, that had to be the bishop's call.
So, okay, little context. With solemnities, there is a vigil mass, and then there is a mass during the day. It's 2 separate readings, and it just depends on when you're having this service. So one set, the vigil mass readings. I
It's for
think
nighttime mass.
for a nighttime mass. Dan from MMO Millennial Media Offensive, MMO.show, his parish did the Vigil Mass readings.
Probably to avoid the whole controversy to begin with.
Yeah.
Did the vigil mass readings during the day.
Right. And those...
Unless he went to a vigil mass. We didn't ask if he went to a vigil last night, and that's why he got those
He
readings.
said today.
Oh, he said that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, you know how those Catholics are, though. They're like today, meaning last night's vigil
last
mass.
night for today's church,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how
I
them
didn't know anything
Catholics
about
be.
that. Okay, so for the
Can't
Vigil
trust 'em.
Mass readings, they have Acts 3, 1 through 10. Their second reading is from Galatians, that's 1, 11 through 20. And then their gospel reading was John 21, 15 through 19.
Yes.
So it's a whole different set. But I will read you guys the theme of this Sunday to kind of get us into it.
Yeah. You do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You do that.
So the theme, Peter and Paul, examples to be followed. Each country has its national heroes. They are usually the founding fathers or heroic leaders in the struggle for freedom and self-determination. These heroes stand for values the country cherishes. They keep the people together. That is why children learn about them in school and we celebrate their birthdays. Hero worship also entails dangers, especially when the heroes are questionable characters. Worshipping only sports heroes or movie stars tells us something about those who worship them. In the heroes we worship, the values they stand for. In the heroes we worship, values that they stand or stood for. Two heroes who have captured the popular imagination of the faithful in the Catholic tradition for centuries are the founders of the church in Rome, the apostles Peter and Paul. Their feasts were celebrated, of course, first in Rome, and from there the devotion to these great saints spread all over the church. Pilgrimage to their graves in Rome are organized up to the present day. Hundreds of churches have chosen Peter and Paul as their patron saints. Celebrating their memorials today, we are reminded of their dedication and heroism and challenged to follow their example of heroic Christianity.
All right.
Yes.
My turn. All right. Try to get your glasses on with these headphones on.
Yes, sneak them in. Yeah.
All right, I got it. I can read now.
Okay.
So, first reading. A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. In those days, King Herod laid hands upon some members of the church to harm them. He had James, the brother of John, killed by the sword. And when he saw that this was pleasing to the Jews, he proceeded to arrest Peter also. It was the feast of unleavened bread. He had him taken into custody and put in prison under the guard of 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. He intended to bring him before the people after Passover. Peter thus was being kept in prison, but prayers by the church were fervently being made to God on his behalf. On the very night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter, secured by double chains, was sleeping between 2 soldiers, while outside the door guards kept watch on the prison. Suddenly the angel of the Lord stood by him, and a light shone in the cell. He tapped Peter on the side and awakened him, saying, "Get up quickly." The chains fell from his wrists. The angel said to him, "Put on your belt, your sandals." He did so. Then he said to him, "Put on your cloak and follow me." So he followed him out, not realizing what was happening through the angel. Not realizing happening through the angel was real. Oh yeah, not realizing what was happening through the angel was real. Got it. He thought he was seeing a vision. He passed the first guard, then the second, and came to the iron gate leading to the city, which opened for them by itself. They emerged and made their way down an alley, and suddenly the angel left him. Then Peter recovered his senses. And that's where it left off at Mass today, in both Masses. So I'm guessing the bishop made the call. But the rest of it goes, then Peter recovered his senses and said, "Now I know for certain that the Lord sent his angel to and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people had been expecting." The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
So yeah, they cut out the whole the Lord sent his angel to rescue him from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people had been expecting.
Yeah.
Why did that have to get cut? Especially since up here they said, when they killed Andrew, it was pleasing to the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's just stating that, like,
yeah, when they killed John, it was pleasing to the Jews.
No, not John. It was James,
Nope.
John's brother.
Oh, James. Sorry, James,
Yeah.
brother of John. You said Andrew, anyways.
Oh, did I say
You
Andrew?
did say Andrew.
That's Peter's brother. My bad.
Yeah,
I meant
that's okay.
James.
Yeah, James, the other brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it says right up there that the Jews were happy that they killed James. So like he's just saying like the Lord didn't want the Jews to be happy again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so,
they cut that part out of the mass reading.
Yes.
And looking at the Twitter poll that I saw, it looked like 36% people said that they cut it out of their mass reading. Like 24% said they didn't cut it out of their mass reading. And then like 12% were like, I don't remember. And like the rest were like, I didn't go to mass today.
Right.
They're the rest of those Catholics or people that aren't Catholic that answered the poll. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird why they had to cut that part out. But that's the kind of stuff that Father Maudsley's been talking about for a long time now, that the Catholic liturgy is definitely being subverted by the Jews.
Yeah.
It's clearly obvious when things like this are done.
And the double whammy today was our new communion song. Our new communion song that we were practicing today was written in 2019. Anybody want to take a guess what was in the first verse? Just give me one word that you know people wanted us to be.
It was the first three words.
2019.
The first three words of the song. In the first three words, it came up.
I'll give you a hint. It starts with an I.
Right. And ends with an int.
Immigrant.
Immigrant. It was all about immigrant nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to bring altar rails back.
We do.
Well, some churches still have them. That's the problem with being Catholic these days, is some churches still practice the authentic faith and others don't.
Others don't.
It's the problem all over with every, like, even the Orthodox. It's you know what I mean. Some ecumenical patriarchs are going off the deep end with some nonsense, and some aren't.
And some aren't. Yeah.
So it really just depends on who your patriarch is, whether or not you have to.
Well, and it really boils down to which man, fleshy meat sack do you have being in persona Christi? Are they someone who's actually humbling themselves and submitting themselves to the will of God? Or are they somebody who feels a little nice when they get to make some changes? A little like, oh, I'm helping, when they get to suggest, maybe we don't say that line, right? Like what it depends on the individual person.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's a mess everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
because the individual peoples are messy. We're all messy.
Yeah, it's an infiltration and a subversion by both the Jews and the Oriental Masonic lodges. It has been since the 60s.
Yeah.
And it's not, like I said, it's not just the Catholics. It's also the Protestants, the Orthodox, everybody Christian. Yeah, it's just adhere to the traditional faith. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're Orthodox and your patriarch saying some nonsense, let him say some nonsense, and you just adhere to the traditional faith. If you're Catholic and you hear bishops and archbishops, cardinals, the Pope saying things that don't jive with traditional, what's written in the Catechism and the traditional Catholic faith and what we've
have to do
practiced
the right
for
thing.
years.
You have to know. You have to do the right thing that you know is to do.
Right. So just stick to the traditional faith, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
That doesn't really apply to Protestants because there's no traditional faith for the Protestants.
Stick to your sola scriptura. Don't go mixing. Don't go mixing textiles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you do that? Just kidding. In your sola scriptura.
Yeah. We're talking Protestants. They're a heresy right off the bat from the start. So there's
I did not see the RoboCop thing.
Oh, I saw a snip. I haven't watched it, but I did, like, it came across my feed. And I was like, I think we were tagged in it. I think that's why I saw it.
Maybe.
Yeah, the RoboCop service. That was an Anglican church, probably, or no, Lutheran.
Tag me in it.
Yeah, I think that was ELCA, probably, or
I don't know.
It's one of those.
Okay. Yeah. So they skipped the reading. The
first. They actually go one time for the experience. I'll be honest with you, man. I would have been like to laugh at that RoboCop person. It would have been funny. I think it would have been a sin to sit there and listen to the blasphemy, to be honest. But
would have definitely had to leave and immediately go to a place to make confession. But maybe once.
I guess maybe I'd go to confession, but then I'd ask Father, like, was this a sin if, like, I sat there just to throw things at them the whole time? Because if that's, I would have done that. You know what I mean?
No, then you'd have to apologize for bringing harm upon another.
I guess it's fine. I'm already confessing for being there.
Right? Yeah.
May as well confess for that too.
May as well get it all in the experience.
I know you're allowed to fight blasphemy and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
you
well,
can.
then in that case,
There's
I'm gonna
such
start
thing.
throwing hands.
There is such thing as just war, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to the faith.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the faith.
No, I know.
So if you got people out there preaching heresy, yeah, you should be
I mean,
stopping them.
I'm a woman, so it's not my place, but y'all know what to do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I have no problem with them uniting the church. I think it would be the greatest thing ever.
I think it really would.
But yeah, you can't bring in like I said, you can't just say also the fake church in Ukraine that was
No.
started by Zelensky or whatever. Like, yeah, you can't.
No.
Yeah, the
Alright.
traditional churches
You
should all
can't
come back
go-
together.
They went through and shut all the other ones down and then opened up their own and said, we're the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Pope Francis let the Chinese Communist Party elect the bishops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're
Yeah,
not
that's
really
not-
Catholic bishops, guys.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a mess everywhere. we all know it.
Everywhere's messy.
So
All you can do is all you can do.
yeah.
Worry about your own soul.
So on to the responsorial psalm.
Psalm 34. All right. So the angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall be ever in my mouth. Let my soul glory in the Lord. The lowly will hear me and be glad.
The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
Glorify the Lord with me. Let us together extol his name. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears.
The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
Look to him that you may be radiant with joy, and your faces may not blush with shame. When the afflicted man called out, the Lord heard, and from his distress he saved him.
The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Taste and see how good the Lord is. Blessed the man who takes refuge in him.
The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him.
Nice.
You know, it's
Well done.
funny that the responsorial psalm is one of those things in the new mass that a lot of people have problems with, and I somewhat do too, especially the way it's done at Blessed Sacrament. But it's a lot of fun to do here.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
at a low mass, I say it's acceptable. Cut it out of the high mass.
yeah.
I'd say keep it at low mass, cut it out of the high mass.
It's useful.
Yeah, no, I know.
So the second reading would be 2 Timothy
Yes.
4, 6 through 8, and then 17 and 18.
So, a reading from the second letter of St. Paul to Timothy. I, Paul, am already being poured out like a libation, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have competed well. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. From now on, the crown of righteousness awaits me, which the Lord, the just judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but to all who have longed for his appearance. The Lord stood by me and gave me strength, so that through me the proclamation might be completed and all the Gentiles might hear it. And I was rescued from the lion's mouth. The Lord will rescue me from every evil threat and will bring me safe to his heavenly kingdom. To him be the glory forever and ever. Amen. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. All right. And then the gospel reading.
It's going to be Matthew 16, 13 through 19. Dear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you proclaim the gospel? You didn't proclaim the gospel, but okay. You just told what the.
What do you mean? Proclaim the gospel?
Yeah, you got to proclaim the gospel. Hallelujah.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
oh.
Yeah. The gospel of the Lord, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
Come
do
on.
all that, but anyways.
All right, go for it.
When Jesus went into the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter said in reply, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus said to him in reply, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. And so I say to you, you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the netherworld shall not prevail against it. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. The gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. All right. Those are the mass readings from today. So, sweet.
Yep. Peter gets his name changed, handed the keys,
Yes.
freed by an angel,
That's the story.
disappointed Herod and the Jews.
Yes. Disappointed the Jews, even though you're not supposed to know that. We may have been excommunicated just for reading that now. I'm not
No,
sure.
I
I
doubt it.
have to check.
I'll give Bishop Lou a stern looking.
Stern looking at.
Yeah. He's got sisters.
Yeah. So I guess before we go, we should break the news.
Sure.
All right. So some of you may remember Wednesday that I said I had gotten some news, life-altering news.
Yes.
Oh,
and then he left us all hanging.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Then I left everybody hanging.
What a turd.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So the news is Emily is pregnant.
What?
Dun dun dun.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have ultrasound pictures here. There's a tiny little thing in there. Oh, that's how this happened. There was a tiny little thing in there. Oh, boom, poof.
Yep. That's how it happened.
So yes, yes, that's what I said. Stacks. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. That makes 5. Sir, we only have 1.
We only have 1. This makes 2.
We only have 1. This will be number 2.
Yes.
We took 12 years to figure out the pancake.
Right. Yeah.
we fully inspected that pancake and said, this one, we're not going to throw this one out, but we might make another one. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
It looked like you saw a ghost. Yeah, because it was he honest in his defense on Wednesday, he did have a stressful day.
I did.
He did have a stressful day. There was a stressful situation, and when I heard that it was just kind of like stressful, but all was good, I was like, well, I got something for you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a little stressy for you, and this one ain't going anywhere.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, this is it. We're excited.
Yes, we were very excited.
Excited.
It's not like it was not planned.
No. Yeah. You get a cake batter box, and then you crack some eggs and add some oil, and you whisk it up, and then you put it in the oven, and what's gonna come out? A cake.
Yeah.
So we're not young and dumb.
No. We were well aware of the timing of which this incidences took place and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of us independently knew what was going on. Didn't feel the need to communicate with the other. So
Nope.
this is how it happens. Natural family planning, guys.
Yes. I did some math and I was like, yeah, these should be about the day.
And it works.
Yeah.
It works.
What do you
So,
know?
Yep. Riding that bike does wonders, doesn't it though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm like, it's like hardcore in the bike. Now I'm like, I'm gonna be 50 years old with a kindergartner. Like, I'm getting myself back into my cycling shape. 10
Yeah.
years ago, lean body shape. So,
Yep.
not the gym. Not gonna be a gym guy. I don't want to get big muscly.
Swole.
Yeah, that adds weight and it makes it harder to go up hills and cycle.
That's true.
I want to be lean because I enjoy cycling.
Yeah.
It's like if I can stay healthy and do something I enjoy, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Up for it.
I hit it really hard on the bike this weekend.
You did.
We both pretty much, I'm pretty sure, had heat stroke yesterday.
I don't think I mean we were both hot. I'm not even gonna try to front like it was some great experience, but I think that you got hit harder because you had to change my tire.
Yeah.
You had to change my
So
tire.
she, like 10 miles into a 20-mile ride, she gets a flat tire.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was good. I was trucking. I
it
was
was
feeling
so
great.
good.
I was just like,
I just really shit the bed for both of
yeah,
us.
I kept like, I was just way ahead of her. I'd slow and wait for her to catch up. And I take, I mean,
You'd take a breather so I could catch up because I'm not trying to push it, right?
but
That's irresponsible.
yeah, no, I was feeling really good doing that first 10 miles. Like I had the legs, everything. And then 10 miles and she flats.
I
So
flat.
now I stop and I got to change her.
Eating sun.
Yeah, we're just exposed in the 95-degree heat and the
Side of a
70%
main
humidity.
roadway.
Yeah, side of a main roadway, just getting beat by the heat and the blacktop.
It sucks.
So I'm changing the tire, I get it all filled to get it back on the bike, and then when I went to take off again, it was over. I didn't have the legs anymore. I didn't have any of the. I was done. My body was done.
Yeah.
It was like, nope, we're not starting.
We stopped for too long.
So I kind of limped it the last 10 miles home. My average speeds went from like 17, 18 to like 12, 13.
Yeah.
It was. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't have power meters on my bike yet, but I'm guessing my wattage would have gone down. I was probably putting like 200 out. That probably went down to about 110.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes. So yeah, taking the cycling a lot more serious now because I'm trying to get in much better shape.
Homestead next. Need them kiddos to put them to work.
Yeah, no. Well, buying a house is coming up now very soon.
It's on the list.
I need a bigger house now. Not that
We've
this house
been-
is small, but it's the rooms aren't the appropriate size, so things just don't fit right, and we
Yeah.
don't have room for another person.
It's
That is the bottom line. With
we
4-bedroom
haven't
house, we
had-
only have 2 usable bedrooms because the other 2 have to be used for other things because of lack of big enough bedrooms and other storage. Yeah, it's
And this room down here in the basement that could be like a bedroom, we could, give Hadley her own space. Not exactly, because this is like a fucking cooler in the summertime.
oh, it's so cold down here.
In the summertime,
In
it's
the
like a
wintertime, it's cold down here
cooler,
too. But
and then in the wintertime, it's even colder. So like that would be just cruel. You
yeah,
don't put your 12-year-old in the basement because a new baby comes. Like, do you? You don't. You don't. No, the answer is no. We don't do that. We just get a bigger house because we've already our stuff. Not that we're like.
do you guys recognize Saint Charbel? Tyler,
Oh,
so pick a saint. I'll get an
yeah.
icon.
Saint Charbel.
So if you guys recognize Saint Charbel, that'd be sweet.
That would be the one, dude.
There's a couple other Eastern saints I'd go, but that'd be the. I mean, he's Maronite, but that's
Mhm.
still Eastern. I think everybody should recognize the Maronite saints.
Mm.
Um,
I'll noodle it and I'll get back
Yeah.
to you.
unless Saint Charbel's an option, then.
Obviously. We would be staying in the same general area. Maybe not here in
Probably
town.
not in town.
Only because these people are freaking crazy with their house prices. There's
Yeah.
one like literally up the street and they want $399.9 for it. And I'm like,
This is the Midwest lady. Yeah.
do you know where you live, ma'am?
This town is different. This town is
this town
different
is
than
different.
this town because of Caterpillar, because this is where all the execs and the engineers live. They all just sell each other their houses for what they would cost somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like it's
because they're expecting California prices anyways. They're expecting somewhere else prices. They're
Yeah.
not seeing sticker shock when
but
they
yeah, it
come
drives the
and buy a
housing
house.
cost up in this area because of
'Cause
so
you
many
can-
people from out of town that with execs and engineers and stuff
Yeah.
like us.
Outside
basically.
outside of like the new constructions, like all the homes that you look at on Zillow, it'll tell you what they've sold for in the past. And like looking at a house that somebody bought 10, 15 years ago for 179 and now they're asking 4 for it. I'm like,
Yeah, but you
I
gotta
hear
remember
you, but
you gotta remember that 10 years ago, house here was 179. But
it would have
if
been
you go
85
yeah, I say
somewhere
if you go down the Goodfield, 5 minutes down the road, it probably would have
I
been
know.
60,
I know.
even less maybe.
I know.
You still get houses out there for
Cheap.
120. Yeah, so
Heckin' cheap.
but yeah, I want to move a little more into the country maybe. I don't know. I'm still torn.
We don't. We just need a big enough garage space.
Yes.
We just need literally a 2-car garage for our stuff, and then it'd be nice to have a spot to put like a car.
Yeah.
That'd be
No,
cool.
yeah. I really need like 4-car garage would be ideal.
Yeah.
But I could do like a 2-car with a spot to set up a 2-car carport to put the boat and the trailer underneath.
Yeah.
I do those metal carports, and then have a garden shed for your garden
For
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, the only way a 2-car garage works is if it either has a carport or if it's got a space I can put a 2-car carport
Right.
and also a garden shed.
Yep.
So
So it's mostly the exterior stuff, the additionals to a house that we really care about. The rest of the inside of a house, we can make it work. We'll figure it out.
I guess they don't recognize Saint Charbel. Well, that's a shame.
Interesting. Okay.
We'll
I'll look.
we'll find a saint that all of them agree on. There's quite a few out there.
Okay.
That
Oh, I just read that it was for the baby. Thank you.
Yes.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. I thought you were gonna get one for you, and you were letting us pick it. I thought that was a weird game we were playing. Thank you, Tyler. That's nice of you.
Yeah. We'll get back to you by Wednesday.
Yeah, your house. Yeah, I mean, housing is going up, right? Like that's just That's the name of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're looking for something.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for something. I'll get it before the baby comes.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, probably like another month or two. We should probably just give Ryan our list and be like, not that you want us to leave, but like this is what we're looking for.
yeah, yeah.
What do you
Ideally,
got laying around? What do you hear about?
yeah. Ideally, be a couple acre spot cut out of some of the cornfields that you see around here. That'd be ideal.
That would be perfect. Yeah.
But yeah,
Those are
so.
few and far between. For
but
now.
but anyway, yeah. So that's the big news, everybody.
That's the
And
big news.
on that bombshell, we are going to call tonight.
Yes.
And also, I know we had mentioned we were going to be doing stuff on our other channel, outdoor stuff. The reason we didn't do it last week is because news and doctor's appointments after that. Another thing, we had stuff going on, so we're going to try to put one out this week. I got plenty of free time this week. I'm kind of showing up to work for a couple hours a day. That's
whatever.
It's an off week for me, so we'll put something together. So yeah, go subscribe to our Pareka Pack channel so you get the update, because I don't know when it's going to go out, but it's going to go out.
Yeah, and I'll probably put something out on Twitter.
Yeah.
But did the same thing. Girl got pregnant, bought a house. Yep, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Ugh.
Oh, I saw that you're getting your wife a bike. What kind of bike are you getting her? Pareka, Porreca, Pack. PACK, and
Yep.
it's on Rumble as well.
It's only on Rumble.
Yeah, it's only on Rumble.
Yeah, we only have that on Rumble, so.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah, Pareka Pack. Yeah. So, awesome. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a wonderful night.
Yes, and I'll see you guys in the morning, 6:30 a.m. for morning crew.
Yep. God bless all of you, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
God loves you.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Night, guys.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.